It's your boy Rodney Perry. I'm bringing you an evolutionary experience. Hey, it's game.
Hi, this is India with Designer Accessory Adoption. Thanks for watching this video. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, thank you so much for giving my little video channel a try and clicking play. And for my returning wonderful subscribers and returning guests, thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing, also watching a previous video, commenting, all the things, lovely things that you do. Thank you so much for engaging with my channel. Now, let's get to today's topic, which is going to be over the Pochette Metis alternative. Now, I know there's a lot of videos on this, and I'm not going to harp on the beginning, why I'm doing this for too long, but just wanted to throw in there that I had seen a lot of videos, but I feel like the ones that I saw definitely were absolutely great. I do not physically have this item in my personal collection. However, I wanted to share a little bit of information that I feel like I did not see in some of those other videos. So I wanted to cover this from a different perspective. If you're interested in anything related to secondhand, vintage, fashion, luxury, those type of topics, as well as unboxings, things like that, definitely consider subscribing to my channel. And I will go ahead and get started with today's topic. Disclaimer, if I look over here on the side, that's because my notes are on my laptop and I need them to keep all my points nice and together. So let's go ahead and get started. So this, like I said in the title, is going to be over a Pochette Metis alternative. So I'm pretty sure if you Google search Pochette Metis, or even the name of this handbag, which is going to be covering the Louis Vuitton, nope, sorry, not Grenelle. We're doing the Monceau first. So I'm going to do a part 1 and part 2. So this is going to be part 1, and this is going to be on the Monceau. So I'm going to talk first about kind of general specs about it, kind of general price range for what I've been seeing it for, pros and cons of this type of handbag. I want to talk about the cons definitely because I want to make sure you're looking out for this, because the only way to get this is to get it secondhand. It is vintage at this point, and there is no way to buy it directly from the Louis Vuitton store. So, like I said, this is going to be part 1 over the Louis Vuitton Monceau, and this is a beautiful structured handbag. I actually considered buying this handbag myself. I still really like it. However, I'm the kind of person where I don't really want to just keep buying things just because I want them. I want them to serve a purpose, and I can find arguments absolutely for why I can get this handbag and why it would be useful and unique. But for now, this is not one that is at the top of the I want to buy this year list. We'll start there, because 2 years from now I might buy it. But anyway, so I believe that this style also came in a few sizes, but I really don't have a lot of good detail on the sizes. If I find more information out, I definitely will link that in the description down below, so that way you are well informed when you're looking. But one of the sizes I most commonly saw ranged at the length of 11 inches in length, 8.6 inches in height, and 2 inches in width. So a pretty nice size handbag, especially for its flat structure. So pros to the Monceau, if you are considering, maybe the Pochette Metis for whatever reason is too expensive, maybe you're a little bit turned off by the situations that happen where people's glazing was melting and all of those issues, which I believe since then Louis Vuitton has now fixed those and come out with a better formulation, and I think those issues have been resolved at this point. But if for whatever reason the Pochette Metis, you like it, but you want to find another alternative that is not the retail price of the Pochette Metis, the Monceau is a great option. As you can see from the photo that I'm posting up, you can see the exterior structure is similar to the Pochette Metis. Now, the Monceau is a little bit more boxy. Also, the way that the handbag strap is connected is at the top of the handbag, so that's a little bit different. Also, the Pochette Metis is larger. The Pochette Metis also has more of a curved, rounded structure versus the Monceau, which looks more like a mini briefcase, really. So the finishes that the Monceau came in that I'm aware of are in the monogram. It also came in several colors of the epi leather. That is black, I've seen more like a caramelish orange brown color. In addition to that, I've also seen it in blue as well as red. Now, I'm a person where I really gravitate more towards leather, so I am I prefer leather, but I do really like the way that the Monceau looks when you see it in that monogram finish. I will definitely say that. This is a rare moment. But I do really like the epi leather because it is more hard wearing. I just prefer leather, and I think it's more of it's not screaming, it's an LV bag. You know, it looks more like a special bag in a leather finish, but you can't see that it's LV till maybe you're either familiar with the leather or familiar with that style. So it doesn't scream, you know, designer handbag. So just depending on what you want to go for, those are your options. Now let's talk about the pros. Pros of it is obviously since it's vintage, it's less expensive than the Pochette Metis, definitely. So those definitely have been selling like hotcakes on the secondhand market as well as on the Louis Vuitton website or also in the boutiques. So it is less expensive, so that is a great option. Also, the structure is similar. The closure, if you look at the hardware closure of the Monceau and the Pochette Metis, they are similar. That's another good feature of it that's very similar to that same type of style. In addition to that, I feel like the Monceau is more unique as well as it's vintage. I'm a vintage person. I love vintage items because I feel like there's so many reasons why. And if you want to check out a video so I don't make this one too long, there is a video linked down below in my Preloved, what do I want to say, series that I have, playlist is the right term, that I talk about why to buy a vintage, several videos on that. So definitely check that out if you want to hear more information about that. All right, next up is, like I said, the finishing has epi leather, so I feel like that's more durable than your traditional smooth calf skin or lamb skin or any other type of finishing. It's just a more hard wearing leather, which is great. In addition to that, you can attach different straps to it. So if you have several straps that you want to switch out and kind of make it more of your own, show your personality, show your style more, you do have that option because you can actually detach. If it does come with the original strap, if you're lucky, then you also can detach it and add another strap as you want to mix and match. So next, let's talk about the cons. So before we get into the cons, I just want to do a pause here. Definitely, if you are watching at this point, there's something that you must have liked. And if you're enjoying the content, please do me a favor. Go ahead and get that thumbs up going on there. Also consider sharing this video and as well as subscribing. I would love to have you a part of the designer accessory adoption team. Also, if there's other pros and cons you can think of, other things that I have not touched on, throw those in the comments down below. I love chatting with you all there after the video has been watched. Now, moving on to the cons. So it is a thinner leather, and the reason why I say that is because I'll throw up a photo here so you can see some examples. It does look like, as I've been doing my research and looking for this item on my own, I've noticed there's been tears and corners and things like that, and definitely the structure, if you were to look at the Monceau from the side, so this is the front and this is the back, this area here in the middle definitely seems like a different thickness of leather or thickness of whatever materials that they're using. It does definitely seem to be a little bit thinner. And so I think that is definitely a con. Now, the Monceau is also, actually we'll go into that a little bit when I get to my next bullet point. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Also, which then with that thinner leather, just leather to close out my thought here, it does leave it more prone to damage and wear. And you'll see that a lot of times. Many of the Monceaus that I've seen on the pre-loved market are not in the best condition. They're torn, they're warped, or whatever, and I've shied away from those, obviously. Now, you know, you can do those and pay someone to fix it, or if you don't mind those little tears or whatever love marks, definitely go for it. But for my standards, I just was not comfortable with that, and I saw that more often than not with the Monceau. Now, it is a smaller handbag. It's definitely smaller than the Pochette Metis. The Pochette Metis has a wider handbag, as well as it has an interior partition, so it's segmented into, I think, at least 2 components. So the Monceau does not give you that capability. I believe there's a zippered or a slip pocket on the back. I want to say it's zippered, but it's definitely not the size of your Pochette Metis. Obviously, with 2 inches in width, the Pochette Metis is larger. You can fit a lot of things actually in that compact handbag. So that is a downfall for the Monceau when you're comparing it to the Pochette Metis. Next up is going to be the shape. Now, the shape of this handbag is a more structured shape, like I mentioned, and I'll get into more of the details here where it piggybacks more into the thin leather that I was talking about. The side of the handbag, which you'll see a photo of, you'll see it's pointed at the bottom where you have the strip. So it's pointed upward, so it's more like not an accordion, but it's made to be collapsed upon like this because of the pointing of the leather that makes this little triangle at the bottom to allow you to close it in. So it is able to kind of get flatter, and that's a pro and a con. One, because that con that I've seen many times is that either the top corner of the Monceau is ripped or the bottom area of the Monceau is ripped, in addition to the shape of it just being warped. When you see it flattened out, where it's flat like this as well as the bottom is flat, that means that someone has stuffed a lot of items in it and it's completely basically warped the size, the original shape of that handbag. And so I feel like on one side, it's okay if you're okay with it being flattened out like that and you're not getting that kind of like structure where you can collapse upon it. But at the same time, you want to be careful and look out for those corner markings as well as the corners at the top and bottom of the handbag pretty much to make sure you don't see any corner wear. This is going to be another kind of shout out to myself, I guess. I did have a video that I released on questions to ask a seller. So definitely if you're looking at this video here, check that one out. But also keep in mind that you can often have those issues. And so if you don't see clear photos where it shows those corner markings at the top or the bottom side profile of the handbag, make sure you're asking your seller for additional pictures before you purchase, because you want to make sure you can see the wear, if it is wear there. You want to see the wear and possible tears that the handbag could have. Next up is going to be, like I also talked about, the warp shape. So I kind of piggybacked off of that already and talked about it, but it does have the possibility to have a warp shape. I've also seen some slight buckling, or bubbling is what I should say, on the exterior back wall. And so you do want to pay attention to that if that matters to you. So those are things that I see as cons with the Monceau, and commonly, more often than not, I see those issues than I see a really special Monceau that doesn't have those problems. Now, they're out there, but you're going to really have to search. Now, the last con I have on the list is the sticky pocket. So definitely shout out to Bargain Hunting Blonde. If I can find her video, I will link that one down below as well to give her credit, because she also talked about the Monceau. She has it in her collection, and she talked about how you can get rid of that sticky pocket. That's another time I see that the pocket is starting to peel and become sticky. Now, she mentioned that she was able to, I think, use fingernail polish to rub the interior of the pocket out, and it got rid of that sticky residue, and then now you have a perfectly usable pocket without any issues. So maybe you want to consider trying that out if you did want to get one, or you couldn't find one that didn't have a sticky pocket and you want to take your chance on that. You could also pay a third-party company to correct that issue for you, but a little bit of acetone on the inside I feel like is worth trying before you pay a company more than it would cost to buy a bottle of nail polish remover, if you don't already have some, right? So then it's not an extra cost. All right, so those are going to be my cons. Definitely let me know if you heard of the Monceau. Let me know if you're considering the Monceau. If you have any additional questions, definitely please let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you own the Monceau, let me know if there's some other points that you want to throw out, so that way people who watch this video can reference that as well. Thank you so much for watching my video and taking time out of your day to hear a little bit of something I had to say. And I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.